Good morning, boys and girls. Hope you guys are excited about this subject, human resource planning. So, as the title itself says, planning human resource for organization. As we speak, the factors of production in the 5M's format: men, materials, money, methods, and machines. The first, the foremost, is men of all factors of production. As you are in your second year, by now you should be able to understand what do you mean by human resource management. So in this lecture, I will let you know what is planning with respect of human resource management. Let's dive in. By the end of the session, I hope you will understand the concept of human resource planning, followed by its importance, the significance of human resource planning. What are the objectives? Why should we plan? So let's go. So what is human resource planning, boys and girls? As you can see, it's a process. So what are the various steps in the process? Number one, you should be able to forecast. Yes, let me reiterate. You are in your level 2, second year. You're about to become a master of business administration. By now, I expect you to understand already what human resource management is. From here, you're going to forecast what are the human resource needs and determining, ascertaining, identifying what are the proper sources of recruitment and selecting and meeting those needs. So, where does it start? First of all, first and foremost, you should analyze your current workforce capabilities. So there are two ways of doing this. Where do we want to reach and what do we need? Or what do we have and where can we reach? So here we can start by what can we have? What are we having? What are the capabilities of a current workforce? From there, what are the heights we can reach? What are the depths we can reach? And you should be able to understand, you should be able to predict the future workforce requirements as well. So, yes, well, in order to execute your strategies, you need people. This subject is about human resource management, so I'll emphasize on people. In order to achieve your outcome, Elon Musk, his ideas of boring company, he is not interested in flying cars. So, how do we establish this? There are different types of civil engineers, there are different types of electronic engineers, there are different types of communication engineers. Now we are talking about drone technology. So, how do these things happen when you talk about drone deliveries? How do these things happen? Well, India has entered the manufacturing of semiconductor industry. We know what is happening with one China policy. If Taiwan gets some kind of issues and they can't produce semiconductors anymore or when China restricts understanding the world's geographical conditions as well. These are some of the hindrances which you should be able to understand. I hope you guys are following me. As I would like to also say, a small cafe, a small cart which sells three different types of coffees and three different types of teas wants to become a restaurant. So what's the difference between a cart and a restaurant? Restaurant and a cafe. Cart, cafe, restaurant, hotel, resort. So what are necessary? As human resources, what are necessary? That is our subject. So significance, number one, you should be able to align your workforce to the business goals. Every business has a goal. Our institute wants to become a college. College wants to become a university. So what's the difference between an institute and a college? College and a university. If the vision is to become a university, well, whom do we need? Highest number of PhDs, most number of PhDs, total PhDs, a perspective of academic institution. Similarly, you should be able to optimize your human resource utilization. You should get the best of the best people, hire right set of people, right mindset, right skills at the right time. For a hospital, who is the most important person? The doctor. That's the competitive advantage. Best of the best hospitals will have best of the best doctors. Best of the best colleges will have best of the best lecturers. So you should have that competitive advantage. One of the most important competitive advantage comes from people. I reiterate, people are the most important assets of an organization. As we can see, yes, machines are invented by people, materials are invented by people, or discovered by people, or carved by people from Stone Age to so on so. And most importantly, boys and girls, we talk about as executive, as an entry level. From internship, you'll get into a payroll. From payroll, one day you have to become a CEO. So that habitat is to be developed by the organization. Organization should be able to develop that habitat. When you develop a habitat, you should be able to understand that this is the place where I want to grow. This is the place where I will grow. That habitat should be developed in the organization. That employee engagement, employee development, as you guys would have studied in your first year. When you talk about job analysis, job description, job specification, recruitment, selection, training, induction, compensation, integration, maintenance, and development. Development is one of the most important aspects. Once now here, from an entry level manager, you have become a senior manager where you start thinking about what should I do to take this company to the next level. Now you are in your second year, and you are going to become an MBA. You are going to become a master. How to master this business administration? How to administer this business masterfully? So that is what something you should be able to do. As I said earlier, if your ROI, return on investment of a company, is 6%, it is your responsibility to make it to a 9% by the end of next year. If not, what is the value of our presence? So some of the objectives, boys and girls, as I said in my previous definition. Number one, you should be able to forecast. You can't stagnate. I believe standing still means walking backwards. Practically, you might not walk backwards, but unfortunately, you are standing still. If one person stands still, others won't. Others will keep walking. So if this person stands still, the others are walking. So basically, if you look from this perspective, this finger, this person is behind than these two people. So number one, forecast. Forecast your future needs. You are here about discovering, identifying your future. After that, you have to analyze what is my current force? What is my current workforce? How can I make this current workforce future ready? That's how you develop your stuff. That's how you ensure your future is secure. I won't say it will be 100% secure. Well, plan is something what we call is thinking before doing. Before doing, have a good thought and do it. Ensure that your future is safe, and finally facilitate, provide them enough resources. Provide them resources. A habitat is a place where people can grow. If you bring a polar bear into this country, polar bear can't survive. It is not the habitat of a polar bear. If you put a lion in a zoo, lion won't act naturally. That's very unfortunate. However, let's come back. So people should have a proper habitat for growth. So these are some of the objectives. Let me take you through some of the models. This is a Harvard model of HRM. As you can see all the time, you should be able to understand what are the necessities of the stakeholders. When you talk about stakeholders, anyone who is related to the organization are called stakeholders. And then when we talk about their factors, that moves when we talk about HR policy. From that, you get HR outcomes. From that, you will get job satisfaction, employee engagement, and long-term consequences. So, in the whole stakeholders, everyone who is related with the business are associated. So, in such a way, you should develop a good policy. Let me take you to another academic model, which is David Ulrich's model of HR roles. As your HR manager, your day-to-day operation focus will be to become an administrative expert. Of course, if you want to build your body, you should have good health. In order to thrive, you have to survive. So your administrative expert is very much necessary. Beyond that, you are the best of the best among your rest of the employees. You are the employee champion. And beyond that, when you talk about focus, if you are people focus, what are our people capable of? Some people say, sir, we are done playing local games. Let's go to the national game. Coach, we want to play against the national team. And one day we want to play international. Change agent. And most importantly, you are a strategic partner. You will define Indian cricket team. What are the stakes? Where can we? How far can we reach? You're a strategic partner. Now BCCI, Lalit, not Lalit Modi. What is his name? BCCI's president, Jay Shah. Jay Shah now is BCCI's president is Jay Shah. Now he's ICC president. There is a strategic move. Now India is one of the richest cricket board, but still we can command what happens at international cricket level. So that is something we should be able to understand. And this is another model which we call 8 box model by Paul. So similar subject when we talk about human resource factors, human resource planning is influenced by both internal and external factors. So how to handle them? Similarly, when we talk about market, when we talk about organization, how they are synced with each other, what are different HR strategies and what are different HR outcomes, you should be able to identify with this model. And HR value chain, boys and girls, as it is evident, we talk about 3 things. HR activities and processes will give you efficiency. HR outcomes are measured as effective and they will create an impact in organization. Headcount is necessary, at the same time quality is also necessary. Remember your first time of making a coffee, your first time of making a tea. With efficiency and with effectiveness, you can create an impact. That is how a business is run. That is how you should be able to understand that proper recruiting, proper training, and proper compensation will lead to what? Employee satisfaction. Happy employee, happy organization. You should be able to retain your employees, and in turn, that develops business models as well. And this is another model when we talk about HR enablers, which will lead to HR activities. Similarly, which will lead to HR outcomes, which are divided into KPIs of financial, strategic focus, and process KPIs. And finally, we talk about the last and the most important KPI. I would like to say happy employee, happy customer. Grumpy employee, sad customer. Grumpy employee, grumpy customer. No one wants to go to an employee who's angry. Why are you so angry? What happened? Happy employee, happy customer. Happy chef, healthy food. As simple as that. And some real world examples, boys and girls. TCS, Tata Consultancy Group. They are a leading IT services company. Yes, I'm sure you are aware of the demise of Shri great late Ratan Tata ji. So sad that we lost a gem of the country. So they manage advanced HRP to manage their workforce, vast workforce. You should study how many people they have. They use predictive analytics to see what is the future workforce, and they will identify what are the needs and skill gaps. Similarly, Hull, Hindustan Unilever Limited, integrates HRP, drives growth, drives growth and focus on talent management and succession. Infosys, robust HRP practices, workforce analytics strategies, workforce planning, and they'll make sure that Infosys, I'm sure Naren Murthy, you would have heard the name, and Hull, Hindustan Unilever as well. So moving on, we also talk about the Maruti Suzuki, India's largest automobile manufacturer. They use advanced HRP to continuously learn and develop. Upskilling is very much necessary. Wipro, again, HRP strategy in talent acquisition, development, retention. So data driven. How can we gather the data, and how can it employ to take a better decision? And moving on, boys and girls, concluding this tiny TV lecture. When I talk about human resource planning, without ingredients in the kitchen, you can't cook. Those are materials. Ingredients are there, but chef is not there. No food will be made. You can't sell anything. Ingredients are there, but chef lacks a skill, you won't get a good food. You won't get a repeat customer. Ingredients are there, chefs are there. Still, at the end of the day, people like to taste something new. So, chef needs to continuously, doctor needs to continuously, engineer need to continuously, student need to continuously learn and prosper. That is how an employee, an organization optimizes their workforce, competitive advantage, and employee development as well. That is where I would like to conclude. So study well, learn and prosper. The only way to prosper is through learning and employing those skills. And we provide you different workshops. So come prepared to the next workshop. So we'll do further cases and you can experiment with your learning. Take care, boys and girls. Cheers.